What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Tyrannotide Gaming, the only TTG in the TCG. Back with another video. It's been quite a bit, I'd say a month or two, since I posted my introduction video for this channel. I've mainly been away doing other stuff, just, trying to survive money-wise, and then also there is some procrastination with not posting, but we are back. Today, right now, we're going to be doing top 10 favorite decks of mine. It's a video I've been wanting to do for a little bit. So to start off with number 10, we have Monarchs. This deck I've recently just started playing, looking at. For the longest time I didn't think it would be that great because it required tribute summoning, and in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Tribute summoning is a little bit old hat, very power crept out of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game mechanics, along with like trap cards. There's good trap decks still, like Labyrinth, but like they're more like roguish. But the reason why I like Monarchs now is like I was so pleasantly surprised at their playstyle. They are not slow at all. You can basically have a pot of greed that's not once per turn. You can lock your opponent out of doing some stuff, like you can lock your opponent's extra deck if you have the field spell and you control a tribute summon monster. You can also get out Majesty's Fiend. And the Monarch boss monster, Ether, whatever its name is pretty good. So I'm going to give Monarchs the number 10 spot. Coming at number 9, we have Attic Nister. This is a deck that one of my friends drew. He started playing it, and he was just beating me and my friend Israel's ass with Attic Nisters. Basically, turn 1, if you get that Link 6 out that's unaffected, and if you're able to get it to at least 4 to 6k, you're basically 99% guaranteed to win that game 1, unless your opponent has a Kaiju. And then going second, you basically want to access Code Talker for game. And it's a pretty nifty deck. It can play around hand traps for the most part, and it eats them up. Like it eats hand traps up. You can keep special summoning. Now having Splash Mage banned now because of the Malice kind of hinders it just a tad, but it's still playable, and it's pretty fun getting that Link 6 out because there's not too many. I think it's the only Link 6. There might be 1 or 2 more. I would have to check. But I'm going to go with Attic Nister at number 9. Going with number 8, an old archetype, that the OG milling strategy. We're going to go with Lightsworns. I loved Lightsworns back in the day, summoning Judgment Dragon after having 4 different Lightsworns in your graveyard. It's pretty good. And then pulling off that nuke the field monster effect. It's pretty great. Yeah, like it's just a fun mill deck. Obviously, it's quite weaker than tier limits. Like full powered, you'd rather want to go with tier limits, but Lightsworns is the OG. Dropping Honest during the battle phase for the win. It's pretty good. The only thing that sucks is sometimes the mills can be bad. Sometimes you draw Wolf. Sometimes you don't mill Wolf. It's just like, that's what it is. That's how the deck rolls. But yeah, like I liked Lightsworns. It always will be there for me when it can. So that's number 8. Next we're going to number 7, Marine Sus. I picked up Marine Sus after I saw this guy named Elijah Green like topped 4, I believe, at a YCS, and it was pretty neat. It's one of those decks that can also eat up hand traps. It has 1 card combo starter, And then before Bahamut Shark got banned, you could easily get out totally awesome on your first turn. The field spell is pretty neat, where you can equip your links to your big boss monster link, Aqua Argonaut. And basically it was a Towers deck, and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Probably the only water deck I've ever actually consistently played, and at number 7 it deserves a spot on my list. After that, we're going to go number 6. Y'all will know this one. It's pretty popular. It has stood the test of time, and that is Sky Striker. What can I say about Sky Striker that hasn't already been said? Anybody that knows the card name Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage will know exactly what they're dealing with. Obviously, it gains so much advantage. Like, if you can play through hand traps pretty well too. Like, you're basically playing mostly spells with a minimal Sky Striker monster engine, and then just like hand traps, because like you have the room for it. Activating Engage like 3 to 5 times in a turn is pretty nice. Kagari is really good because it helps facilitate getting Engage or any other utility Sky Striker card that you need from the graveyard. There was early days. I'm pretty sure people still have this in their extra deck, but they have like Selene, Get Out, Droll, or Effect Veiler, and then just go into Access Code Talker. Because it is a more, unless you're doing that or you get the linkage OTK combo out, it's more of a grindy type deck. But you have a lot of spells that just are very useful against other decks. They're just like afterburners, like destruction removal, and then you can put stuff like Harpy's Feather Duster. It is also its Achilles heel. Spell and trap removal, like Lightning Storm and Duster, do kind of hurt the deck. And then with I don't have the 2 new Sky Striker cards, the new Area Zero and the new spell that lets you shuffle back stuff from your graveyard, which is one of the things that Sky Striker needed, and now it does. So Sky Striker is number 6. Coming at number 5, we have 6 Samurai. Competitively, I haven't really played 6 Samurai in a long time, just because I think it's been power crept out of the game. I think it's a little bit too slow to compete with today's current meta decks. But back in the day, let me tell you about it. Back in Storm of Ragnarok, I believe 2012, when they had Gateway of the Six at 3 and Xian at 3, this deck was unbeatable. It's one of the few decks that had to like get emergency ban list just because of how strong those cards were. Gateway of the Six it accumulated so much Bushido counters that you just infinitely comboed. And like back in the day, the only hand traps that existed were Effect Veiler, DD Crow, Honest, and Gores, I believe. And like you weren't doing anything. And then Xian, like its main synchro, along with, if you got that along with Great Shogun out, it was a pretty lethal 2-card combo that your opponent had to immediately deal with, or they were not winning. And it's number 5. Number 4, which I believe this is the best going second deck ever created in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's the deck that I'm currently repping when I go to major events, is Tenpai Dragon. Full power Tenpai Dragon was nuts. You could deal 10 to 30k damage in one battle phase. Field spell helps you facilitate your combos during the main phase 1, and then during the battle phase, if you get the level 10 synchro out, like your opponent just basically can't do nothing. It can fit so many board breakers. Droplet, Regeki, Duster, Talents, Thrust, you name it, man. Like any board breaker you can think of, you can put it in that deck. Going first, it does have a significantly weaker board state, but it's still manageable. I love the card Heat Wave. I mean, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! You either are stopping your opponent from playing the game, or you're getting stopped. That's just what it is at this point. And it's a very powerful deck. It has been hit and nerfed on the ban list, so it has gotten a little bit weaker. Mainly if one of the best Tenpai monsters, and then it's 2 Songen spells. Like, it's hit it significantly, but it's still playable, and it can still win games, and that's why it's at number 4 for me. Number 3, this one's a little bit off the wall. I'm gonna go, and it probably wasn't in your predicted forecast. Get the pun. Is weather painters. I don't specifically remember when I started looking into this archetype and seeing who was playing it on like YouTube, because that's mainly how I find new decks to play, is like people winning regionals. Like for Monarchs, for example, like I saw that a guy won a regional with Monarchs, so I was like looking at his deck profile, seeing how the deck worked. I was like, that's pretty neat, let me try it. I don't remember that with weather painters. I think this is one of the most unique decks that Konami's created, by using the field spell allowing you to use your weather spell and trap cards as link material to link summon. I think that's pretty damn cool, and I don't think of anything else that's pretty unique like that. And just like the weather monsters and the spells and traps are pretty cool as well, and the link, like, it's just a cool deck all around. And back before Dimension Shifter got limited to 1, like, it was a pretty viable rogue strategy, because it plays around cards like Dimension Shifter, Skill Drain, because it banishes for cost, and then the effects activate, and then they just come back from the banish zone during the next standby phase. And I think that's just cool. Now, I don't think it can be competitively viable. It could be a nice little rogue strategy that you bring to locals. Like, I brought it to a YCS in Indy, and I went like 1-6. It was pretty bad. Like, I only beat 1 Tenpai Dragon player, and I don't know how the hell I won, because that was back in like during full power Tenpai Dragon. But weather painters are definitely cool. I like them, and that's why I deserve number 3. Number 2 is going to be Sprites. This is another deck that my friend Drew started playing and started beating my ass with, and then I started slowly getting into it, which is what I kind of do. Like, when major decks start to fall off, like a year or 2 after, like, is when I usually hop onto them. But Sprites are just so cool, man. Like, they're just a nice little combo, level 2 competitive. I wouldn't say competitive deck. They're pretty rogue at the moment. But I like Gigantic's good. Like, there's so many like level 2 XYZs and level 2 monsters that you can just like splash into the deck, and it just works. Totally awesome. Great card. Swap Frog, delicious. Now, like, it was a lot better when Sprite Elf was available for the deck, because it allowed totally awesome shenanigans. But it's still doable. You can still use that Bujinki link to get towed out. They also have like a little small ice barrier engine where it's easy to get towed out. And it's probably the second deck that I've had the most success with when going to events, besides number one. And segueing into number one, obviously, my name is Tyranno Tide Gaming, and it wouldn't suffice to say that my number one favorite deck is Dinos. I remember the first time I picked up Dinos was I saw this guy named Ryan Gaskins get top 64. I don't remember what year Nats it was. I want to say 2017, 2018. But yeah, I was just watching his deck profile from SEMO and Team Samurai X, and this guy was like doing pretty decent against like Gokis back in the day when Gokis were like the best deck. And I bought 3 structure decks of Dino Mashers Fury. I believe that's the name of the structure deck. And yeah, man, like I just love dinosaurs. Like Ultimate Conductor has won me so many games that so many games that more than I can count. And like it's been the deck that has helped me consistently win the most in this game, and I just have to give it number one. Like it's always going to be up there until something else takes its place, but I highly doubt that it will. And well, with that being said, thank you for watching the video. If you have this far, like, subscribe, and pay attention to my next video. I'm going to do top 10 favorite cards. Some of them will be a little bit similar when I do the video. But yeah, thank you, and have a good one.